Hello everyone. So today is the day 6 session. We are going to cover in the day 6 session neural network key terms. When I'm saying key terms, there are few things or terms that we are going to use frequently, and it's really important for you to understand that what those terms work or like what does they mean, and in fact how we are going to use them again and again. Otherwise, if you will come across with those terms, you will not understand it properly, and sometimes these terms are definitely asked in the interviews as well, so you need to understand them well. So let's start today's session. First, let's see the components of a neural network. If you remember, or if you can refer the from last session, we had discussed that how at a time we are going to take the inputs, then its weight, and what the after that we are going to apply some threshold, and then we are going to get the output. So basically you can take it like that. Suppose there are multiple components. We had checked in the last session that we would taken the salary we had taken, work from home we had taken, that was the components, the x1 x2, and also there was one that how much relevant the work it is, right, that we had taken as a x3. So these parameters were helping us to decide that should I accept the company's offer or not, right? These were the things, that problem we were trying to solve here. So you can consider similar x1 x2 x3 are those features that are considered as an output. Apart from that, there is a one more feature, that is weight. Weights are important to define that how much importance we are giving to each and every feature. After that we send it to the transfer function, and then we add the bias also we will discuss today again, and then we send it to the activation function, and then if there is a next layer added, then we send it to the next layer. If not, then we can check the output as well. Okay, so this is how a neural network architecture is generally defined in a very basic way, or this is called the perceptron. Okay, this is what we had discussed in the last session. Now we will discuss in detail that what is weight, transfer function, bias, activation function, what does they mean, and how we are going to use them further. So I think you are aware of the inputs now. So here one interview question that is generally asked to the interviews, like when you are saying that I have to send one input at a time to a neural network, what does it mean? So in general, it is asked in the interview, when you are passing the parameter, you going to pass one parameter at a time, each age, height, weight, or you are going to send one training sample at a time. When I'm saying one training sample, it means that when I'm saying one training sample, it means it will include age, height, weight, every time, everything together. I'll just bundle it for one person and then I'll send it across. Okay, so generally when I'm saying it is one input has to be fed, it will include all the parameters together, and that will consist one row. One row means here I'll send age, height, and then weight together, and that will be my one training sample. Okay, and then it will be my second training sample, and it will be my third training sample. This is how a matrix has to be formed. So whenever input has to be sent in a neural network, it is always sent in the matrix form, and here each row consists one training sample. So you have to remember this point, because sometimes when we are going to send the training samples in the image form or in the form of Excel sheet, it is important to know at one time what we are going to send to the neural network. Okay, so here we are going to send one input, and then it is divided into three parts. Okay, now when I come to what weights and biases, so when it is weights and biases, so for each training sample, each parameter, one weight is being defined. So basically w1, w2, w3, for each row it will be different. When I'm saying w1, so it will be like, for each row it will be like w11, w12, w13, okay, and then w21, w22, w23, something like this it will be defined. So for each parameter, for each row it will be different, one thing. Second thing, what does weight consist? Weights are the most important parameter, and sometimes we forget, like we know what is weights, but we can't explain it in layman terms. Weights are nothing, it's just an evidence to let you know that how much important one parameter it is. Suppose if I am trying to predict someone's features or a human's characteristic. I don't want to know a person. Okay, then what matters the most? Its height, its weight, its age. What matters the most? Okay, that is defined by the weights. When I'm taking here, I was talking about this, how that a person should accept offer or not. In that case, salary, work from home, relevant work experience, work culture of the company, there are lots of parameter on which it is being decided, right? But what matters you for the most, right? What matters the most? Like for you, job salary is important, or maybe work culture is important, or maybe work from home, or job location is more important concern for you. So for each person it varies, right? So when you are going to send multiple training samples to your network or to your model, it will learn from each different training samples and it will adjust those weights accordingly, so that whenever you are going to send a sample to predict that okay, what a person should actually accept that offer or not based on the salary, based on the this thing, so it will automatically adjust and let you know the result. Okay, so the weights in plays very important role to any neural network model. Okay, and again it is represented as a matrix, and basically it's all are the scalar multiplications, and it is the importance, or I would call it evidence. Okay, this is weights. Now when I talk about the biases, biases are nothing. Biases are just like, you can say how much willing you are to make that decision. So basically bias add that fundamental thing to any network, which can help you to decide that how difficult it is going to be to predict the output, or how easy it will be. You can take it based on the plus minus sign it is. Okay, so bias is like an additional term that we add to tune our outputs. Okay, so this is all about the weight and biases. Now when I come to okay, what is transfer function? You will hear this term a lot during neural network. So transfer function is nothing, is just a mathematical representation of all those terms that you are going to submission about, and also you are going to send it across the network, like w1 x1 plus w2 x2 plus w3 x3. What you are going to do here, plus bias, what you are going to do here is like, you are going to submission all the weights or all the parameters together with their weightage, so that you can understand what, or I would say, I can say that you can apply the threshold over there. You can understand okay, how will I make the decision. So basically a transfer function's job is to combine multiple input to one output, so that an activation function can be applied, or I would say forget the activation function right now, you can say that a threshold can be applied. I can understand okay, I'm going to predict something or not. It's a way of combining, mathematical term only. Now, next important term after weights is the activation function. How? Activation function basically are the ones that we call in layman terms as a kind of a threshold, or which will decide that which output has to be sent or not. Suppose if the summation of your x1 w1 is equals to 5, and you have kept the activation functions in such a way that minimum you need 6. Okay, so even if you are getting the 5 number, you will discard that output. You will say okay, it means I should not accept this salary offer, or you should not accept the job offer, it will be better. Okay, of that company. So basically it is a decision making function that we use for the neural network, and activation functions are many. We will discuss it in the next lecture. Actually, I would say it's a mathematical representation. There are lots of activation function. It means lots of mathematical formulas on which we decide that should we take this decision or not. Okay, so it's like this is one decision example we have seen. Okay, so these are the key terms. Apart from that, there is one more term that you will see across. That term is feed forward network. Okay, when I say feed forward network, it means I am thinking about going in the forward direction. It means what I am trying to do here, I am taking all the features along with its weights. Okay, I am taking the weights, I am adding the bias, I am transferring it to the threshold function, and then I am sending it to the output. So basically this output can be right or wrong. Okay, And if I want that, okay, I have seen the output, I am not sure that it is correct, and in fact I check that it is not correct, and then I want to tune the weights again, because x1, x2, x3 are your inputs, your features that you can't change, but because your decision is not correct, or whatever predicted is not correct, then I can again retry to train our model. It's something like, suppose if you are teaching a kid that look, this is car, this is car, this is car. For that you have shown 15 to 20 images, and after that you are going to give him or her a 21 image that is not a car, that is kind of a truck, okay, but your kid is still again predicting it as a car, okay, it is identifying that it is a car, okay, that is actually a truck, so it is wrong, right? But in the feed forward network, whatever output you got, it is exactly like this. So this is feed forward. But if you want to correct it, you have to go back again, and what you have to do, you have to show them again more pictures so that it can learn better, okay, and you have to actually make them learn the difference between car and a truck, right? So this is how we learn again, and this is called back propagation. This is also, you will understand it better, and we will discuss it in very detail. So you have to just understand these terms. These terms are very frequently used and sometimes asked in the interviews as a definition also. So I'll suggest that learn those things as well. So yeah, this is all for today's session. In the next session, we will discuss about the activation function, what are different type of activation function and how does they work. So stay tuned.